Recent statistics suggest roughly 7 of every 100 people suffer from depression after the age of 18 at some point in their life. As many as 1 in 33 children and 1 in 8 adolescents have clinical depression. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24. Most people diagnosed with major depression receive a diagnosis between their late 20s and the mid 30s. About 6 million people are affected by late life depression, but only 10% ever receive treatment. For every one man that develops depression, 2 women, regardless of their racial and or ethnic backgrounds or economic status. More than half of all people caring for an older relative show clinical significant depressive symptoms. And by the year 2020, depression will be the second most common health problem in the world. "25% of cancer patients experience depression. 1 in 3 heart attack survivors experience depression. Approximately 1 of every 2 patients with an eating disorder suffers from major or clinical depression. Depression may increase a woman's risk for broken bones. 10 to 27% of post-stroke patients experience depression. 1 in 3 heart attack survivors experience depression. I already said that. Depression is also known to weaken the immune system, making the body more prone to other medical illnesses. What these statistics say is, when you look at, if you are suffering from depression, when you look at how it affects people, you're not alone. And a lot of what people say about depression when it comes to talking to people is very cliche filled, I guess. It's very things that you would hear every other person say. 4 years ago, and I've talked about this on other videos and stuff, 4 years ago, I was in deep depression. I was never diagnosed because I never talked to anybody about it, and I hadn't really brought it up majorly until last summer, before I started dating my last girlfriend. And by the way, I'm kind of been sick the last week, so this probably sounds like I'm dying, but it's not an enjoyable time going through depression. It clogs up your senses, it clogs up your ability to think straight, it clogs up your ability to really understand what's going around in the world, it clogs up your ability to understand that people are trying to help. You just feel like you need to shut yourself out because you don't deserve to have anybody around you. And I hope once you get done listening to this video, that you realize that you can have people around you, you can be helped, you can do the things that you feel like you can't. I thought about suicide. It's not enjoyable to go through this time period, but I'm here to tell you right now that you can get through it. And I had a good friend of mine suggest that I do a video about this, and I did, and I'm hopefully going to be able to fulfill all the things he's really wanted me to do. with this video, but depression clogs up your senses and really clogs up your ability to think straight. I just remember I wasn't a human back then. 4 years ago, freshman year in high school, I just felt completely lost. I didn't know who I was. This is the first time in my life I had no clue what I was doing, who I was, who I wanted to be, and it sucked a lot. It really sucked a lot, and it I locked myself out from other people. I had friends, don't get me wrong, I had friends, but that was a time in my life where I had friends from middle school that once I got from high school, they just kind of dropped off and they really didn't care about me anymore. And that's probably one of the biggest leading causes, and the fact that I just felt like nobody really cared for me that much. And I felt like I was alone battling in this world. And this world has been stuck in a motion where people really don't understand how to find themselves and really find what they want to be. And I'm not going to go into a bunch of mumbo jumbo that you should find God and blah blah blah. I'm going to tell you right now, and I've told this on other videos too, and it's all over my personal blog, that I believe in God. I don't believe in, maybe I don't believe in going to church and all that stuff, but I believe that God is my savior. He's helped me through so much trouble. But I have a system of beliefs that work for me. I don't like being stuck in saying I'm just walking up to somebody and saying I'm a Christian and then having all of their ideals bound to me, because some things I don't believe in and some things I do. But to get back on point, since I apparently got trailed off completely, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. I mean, I think that was the biggest issue I had, was the fact that I never talked to anybody and I never got feedback. And I thank my lucky stars every morning when I wake up that I'm still alive today, that I didn't do anything completely serious. But it's something that you need to address. And each person that goes through depression is completely different from the another person. Don't feel like when somebody gives you advice that it's going to work for you. But what you have to understand is, when it comes to stuff like this, you can't let it take over your head. You just can't sit there and let it fester in your mind. Sure, you can take mental days off. I do that now. I do that whenever I get overloaded in a stressful environment. And that's actually, through my research, that was actually one of the leading causes, is the people found that they are overexposed in a stressful environment. But don't be afraid to just take a few days off. I mean, people, if they love you, if they care for you, they'll understand if you just want to take a few days off, let yourself rewind, let yourself calm down, de-stress. Don't feel like you have to do something to make them happy. Your whole goal in life is to make yourself happy. And I know my friend told me not to use that phrase, but don't feel like you have to answer to somebody else. You are who you are based by the people that you have been around. They don't, this world doesn't give you people that you want. It gives you people that will make up who you are as a person. So don't feel like if somebody says, oh, be happy, you have to go out and be happy, do something that makes you happy. Don't feel like you have to answer them. You know how to make yourself happy. You know what needs to be done. As much as, and feel free to talk to somebody. I think another thing was, I felt incredibly like I was just going to wear people down. But I think if somebody cares about you enough, that they're going to completely understand if you just want to vent. And I think for the people, because I've helped a lot of people too. I have a lot of friends that have been battling the same things I have, and I think one of the biggest things you can do as a person who is trying to help somebody is shut up. Don't tell them anything. Don't try to give them any ideas unless they ask you for it. All you can do as a person that is trying to help somebody else, let them vent. Let them the key, you're like a trash can. This is going to be one of my weird analogies, but you're like a trash can and everything in their body's like trash. Just let them throw all their trash away. Let them get all the negative energy out of their body, and they'll end up being so much better after that, and you'll end up knowing that they're going to thank you, and you're going to sit there going, oh, but I didn't say anything. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. But just understand that, and this is going back for the people that suffer through depression, have suffered through depression. It's not permanent. It's not forever. You may think it's forever. You may have this idea that it's never going to end. But you have to understand that it won't ever end if you don't try to make it stop. You're in a battle. You're in a war right now. And it's you against demons. It's you against the monkey on your back that's jumping up and down and bringing you down. They're going to win if you don't put up a fight. It's kind of a hard thing, but you have to figure out how to fight back, and you have to understand that you can be happy. A lot of people will end up looking back at old pictures and stuff and talk to old friends, and they'll be like, I wish I could be happy again, or I could go back to when I was happy. You can't go back to when you were happy. Anybody can go back to any point in their life and just understand, this is where I was. You just can't let it get too controlled. And understand that if you do reach the point where you're thinking about taking your life, talk to someone. Anyone. And this is for anybody I know and even people I don't know. If you want to talk to me, I know exactly what you're going through. I've been there. It sucks. And I know how much it hurts. Don't be afraid to contact me. You can contact me on my personal email, brianfrederickcook@gmail.com. You can contact me through the No Boundaries Show Gmail, noboundariesshow@gmail.com. You can contact me through Tumblr. My personal blog is youhavetoestolenmyheart.tumblr.com. You can contact me through the advice blog, brianstake.tumblr.com. And if you really need someone to talk to, I'll give you my phone number. I guess I'll stick with a line that I read on one of the websites when I was doing my research. You are not alone. No one is ever alone with issues like this. So understand that there are people here that want to help, and you may not want their help, but you're going to have to make an effort to really get over this. So hopefully this covers all the topics that my friend wanted. You guys are amazing. I love the feedback I get from these videos. That is a weird, weird heart. I love the feedback I get from these videos. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. I hope to do something big soon. I'm getting tired of these smaller videos, but I'm hoping to do something big soon. So peace. Happy Sunday. Happy President's Day weekend. And I hope you guys have a good day, week, month, year, and life. Brian Cook, No Boundaries. Catch you later.